What's going on, everyone? I'm your host, Crux, and we're back with another episode of Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition. Now, this is part 2 of my 100% playthrough. If you missed part 1, you should go and watch it. It handles all of the Cyber Sleuth achievements, while this episode will be handling all of the achievements from Hacker's Memory. So, let's jump right into this video because this script is a little more than 42 pages long. We start by clicking New Game on the title screen. We then choose Hacker's Memory and we can share the save data with Cyber Sleuth. Now this will give some bonus items to make the start of the game easier. It will also carry over the medals and Digipedia from Cyber Sleuth, which will cut down the grind by a good amount. We start with some opening captions about what memories are. Like Cyber Sleuth, we start with this weird chat room. We meet the character sprites of the rest of the members of Hudi. Our leader shows up and tells us who our hacking target is and that he wants our character to lead this mission since he wants us to show the team what we can do. We then get a CG cutscene of our character entering the Hudi Internet Cafe. We log into Eden and end up in Under Kowloon level 1. But first, we have to name our character. We get a call from our teammates to let them know where we are. We learn the names of our teammates, Ryuji, Erika, and Chitose. They will be our best friends for the rest of the game. After some dialogue, we get control of our character, and we get the achievement for starting Chapter 1. I took a look at our inventory, and we do not yet have our Digimon. Don't worry, we will get that soon. We have to talk to the hackers around, and when all 4 of them have been talked to, we can head to the next area. When we enter the next area, we pick up our first medal for this game, the Mokumon medal. We have to talk to everyone with the exclamation point over their head. When they are all talked to, a new guy will then appear. We interact with him and get a cutscene where we get some more information and are told what we have to do next. Before we continue the mission, however, we get a flashback. We also learn the reason for our character becoming a hacker is so he can hunt down a hacker that stole his account and basically made almost everyone not trust us anymore. We also get introduced to a mysterious character named Kay, who for whatever reason is helping us in the shadows on how to find the guy who stole our account. We then meet Yu, who is our best friend. He is also basically the local femboy, but that's neither here nor there. Yu offers to help us, but we decide not to drag him into this and head to the black market for information. We pick up a Xiaomon medal and talk to some people. We get our first Digimon and I chose Betamon. Unlike Palmon from Cyber Sleuth, Betamon will be on our team for this entire playthrough. We want the hacker to release the other 2 Digimon and he attacks us, but Ryuji shows up and saves our ass. He then installs the Digimon capture program into our device and we get our first battle. It wasn't that hard with Ryuji helping us, honestly. After the fight, we release the Digimon and Betamon comes back to us to join our team. We tell him why we came out to the black market and he offers us a place in Hudi since he likes our gusto. We jump back to the present and now have our Digimon with us. We make our way forward until we get our next scene. We run into Agumon and Gabumon. I wanted to try and be mean but instantly regret my decision because look how scared they are. They run off and we confront our target, Shiga. We fight him and after beating him, we look through his logs because he was supposed to have our account from what Kay said. However, it is not there. Before Shiga tries to run off, he gets jumped by an eater. Well, there's nothing we can do for him. That man is now in a coma. We retreat and have a final scene about what we just saw before the chapter ends. Chapter 2 is simple. It will just introduce us to Hudi and everything we can do. One of the first things I do before I talk to Ryuji is getting a missable achievement out of the way. To get this achievement, we interact with this coffee machine and we just keep interacting with it until we get the achievement Today's Fill. Once I get that achievement, I then talk to Ryuji, who wants us to go wait in Erika's room. However, before I go to Erika's room, I go get my Digimon and equip an accessory onto Betamon. We then go to the VIP room and immediately get assaulted with a plushie. My bad, I should have knocked. However, she is cute. Ryuji and Chitose show up and they all tell us we are ready to start taking cases from the bulletin board. These cases are pretty simple. They tell you exactly where you need to go, so let's just jump into the items that I pick up. That'll work in Ikebukuro lets us get used to the new map area since this place was not in Cyber Sleuth. There are 2 medals we can pick up during this case. From Hudi, if we go west, we get a short scene, and after it, we head towards the aquarium and see a shiny item by the escalators. This is the Bombon medal. We then interact with the exclamation point in front of the Tokyo Handy Store, and then we get a scene with the Occult Club. Yes, we have to interact with these people yet again, so skip. We then head to the other end of the map and go to the Ikebukuro intersection to pick up a Cupimon medal. We then head back to Hudi and we get to meet the best cop there is, Detective Matayoshi. And that's actually all there is. That'll work in Nakano, like the previous case. Well, let us explore Nakano and let us get used to that area again. We head to Nakano and see the Cyber Sleuth protagonist running out. We then head towards the agency to pick up a Rabbitmon medal. We then head to the second floor for a Kabukimon medal in the Rainbow Turntable. Next is floor 3 for a Petitmon medal by the elevator. Onto floor 4 is a Pokemon medal in K Cafe. We then talk to the mailman to sell the medals that we have and pick up all the other items I would get for turning in 500 medals. This is another great reason to talk to the mailman at the beginning because he just gives so many goodies to equip to your Digimon and valuable items that you can sell for more money. The last medal is given to us by talking to the kid hiding in the arcade. He will give us a Sunmon medal. To finish up the case, we head back to the first floor and talk to the junk shopkeeper. We get a quick call from Yu and he wants us to meet him at K Cafe. We explain to him how we joined Hudi and we are now a hacker with them. We then get a scene in front of the agency where we meet Kyoko again. We talk to her for a bit because we have met her before and she offers us coffee. Thank God Chitose for saving us with a message. We use that as an excuse to leave and save our taste buds and life from Kyoko's coffee. We head back to Hudi and turn in the case. The last part of Chapter 2 will introduce us to the Digilab. We turn in the case and get a small scene where Chitose wants us to check on some surveillance Digimon that Hudi has around Eden with Erika. We head to the Eden entrance to find out Erika is in the free area. We head there to get a small cutscene and then pick up Memory 19, someone's memory, behind these boxes. We then head to the other side of the area to pick up a Pafumon medal. We then head back to the Eden entrance and interact with this small Digimon in the back. Next stop is the Eden community area, where we pick up a Putimon medal. After a small scene, we get the URL to Kowloon level 1, and we see a white cat and follow it to Junk Plaza. We interact with the 3 exclamation points around the area, then head to area 3, and then end up in the Digilab. The Digilab is the exact same as it was in Cyber Sleuth, so let's just jump to what I got done here. I interact with the online Coliseum terminal and change my online avatar for the transformation achievement. I then change my title for the Buy Another Name achievement. We then head out and are given some hacker skills by Mirai. Then back in Kowloon, we tell Erika to stop trying to get into the Digilab after explaining to her what happened. We hear a scream and go follow it to see a Wormmon being attacked by a Waspmon. Before we do that battle, we pick up a Hyogamon medal, and then after the battle, Erika heals up the Wormmon, then decides to adopt him as her Digimon, and then the chapter ends. Chapter 3 starts with a scene between Ryuji, Chitose, and Faye as they go over what happened to Shiga. While they talk, Arata bumps into them and we can all see the bad blood between Ryuji and Arata. After their small talk, we head back to Hudi and overhear two guys talking about the rumor of the VIP room being cursed. We head in and see Erica running tests on Wormmon and he is not enjoying it. After our talk with Erica, we get a call from Kay who says he already knew that Shiga wasn't the one who took our account. He then sends us information on our next target. I mean, he couldn't have lied about Shiga. This guy must be the actual guy who has our account. Once we get control over our character, we pick up memory number 1, Hudi memory number 1. After picking up memory 1, we head to Kowloon level 1 to start the early stage of building the team. It will be the same as last time, but instead of getting 11 Batomons, Koromons, and Agamons, we will only be getting 10, since like I said, Betamon will be staying on our team for this run. While I was getting Koromons to Agamons, I somehow managed to get the ultra long combo, even though, well, just take a look. I won't question it, but I am questioning it. Once we get Alt and Agamons and the start of the Digifarms going, it is now time to start Chapter 3 properly. You guys remember the blacklisted hackers from Cyber Sleuth? You don't? Because I didn't do them? I don't blame you. This time around, I will be doing the blacklisted hackers because they actually give collectibles we need. This first hacker hunt will reward the Koromon medal when we turn in the case. Before we move on, I will point out medals I pick up as we go through this game, but I will only point out those medals that are above 500. That is mainly to cut down on this already long video. During the optional case, Lovely Melody, we make our way through Kowloon level 1, and because I had the Digimon for this, I fixed our first broken Mr. Navit. This one is type 02. Then, in Area 5, we fix up type 03. There was nothing of value from the optional case Missing Girl, so jumping right into the main case, Airdramon's Escape, this case comes from a Digimon seller from the black market. An Airdramon he has to sell escapes, and he wants us to go get it. We have to head to under Kowloon level 1 so we can go down the lift to level 2. Once we are at level 2, our third broken Mr. Navit is there for us to fix. This is Mr. Navit type 01 for memory 21, the Happy Hacker memory number 1. We make our way to area 3, and in this area we have to talk to everyone with an exclamation point above their heads. We then pick up a Bearmon medal and fix Mr. Navit type 04 for Happy Hacker memory number 2. We then talk to everyone and head to area 5 and fix Mr. Navit type 05 for a medal we already have. We then talk to the Airdramon for a battle, and after the battle he tells us he just wants more room in the cage since Airdramons need a wide space to be able to move around in. We take him back to the client and then explain what Airdramon needs to make sure it doesn't run off again. The client is more than willing to do that. With the case finished, we now have access to the Digimarket. Like my playthrough with Khoga, I will not be using this feature, but if you want to use it to be able to buy Digimons for your team easily, that is perfectly fine. To start the next story segment of the game, we have to go to Erica's room and talk to her for a bit before Ryuji and Chitose show up to tell us who our next target is. We are hunting down Mephisto, who is a notorious account raider. Same guy that we fought in Cyber Sleuth. After the scene, we head back to the hacker forum and talk to this old man for a battle, then this other old man who will tell us where to go. We talk to this man-eating hacker and battle her. Then, before we go to Area 2, we have to fight this Nakano Stripes hacker. In Area 3, we just fight more members of the Nakano Stripes and make our way to Area 5. In Area 5, we fight 3 more members and are given the URL to the Steam Dealer's hideout. In the Steam Dealer's hideout, we have to make our way to the final area. I did miss the shiny metal in this area, and I won't be able to get it until Chapter 17 when this area is available as a digital space. but if you do pick it up, it is the Commandramon medal. I battle these Steam dealers and make it to the end where we will have our first domination battle. Domination battles are simple to understand. There are multiple ways to win, but it just depends on what type of domination battle it is. This domination battle is a point victory. We just have to make sure we get 30 points before the opponent does, and we win. While controlling Chitose during a fight, we get the achievement 999 damage, since he was able to do more than 999 damage to an opponent. After we beat them in the domination battle, we are told to head to Kowloon level 2. Since we have not unlocked Kowloon level 2 yet, we have to make our way through level 1 and use the lift there. We make our way into Area 2 and fight a Dinosaurus member. After the fight, we pick up a Moonmon medal. Then before fighting the next Dinosaurus member, I fix a Mr. Navit type 06 for the Happy Hacker Memory number 3. We then fight the Dinosaurus member and head to the next area. We make our way to Mephisto and battle him for a memory up. After the fight with Mephisto, he runs off and we have to go catch up to him. We fight another Dinosaurus member and make our way to the north side of Area 4. Fix Mr. Navit type 07 and make our way to Area 5. When we enter Area 5, Mephisto was already taken out by the Cyber Sleuth protagonist. We head back to Hudi and discuss Mephisto's strange behavior before we are told to head to the Financial Institution server. We make our way through the Financial Institution server and open a chest for a bank expansion drive along the way before reaching the boss. Toryu Kayaba, Kay said he was our target, so we confronted him in a fight, then asked him about where our account is. He doesn't have it, but he points us in the direction of Akira Hosaka. The scene jumps us right outside Hudi and Ryuji asks us why we thought Kayaba was our culprit. I decided that we should tell him, but before we do, we hear a student being picked on. Well, Yu is getting bullied, so we have to step in and save him and end up scaring the bullies off. Yu proceeds to snap at us for saving him. We then get a scene showing that Yu might be a schizophrenic. You should take your meds, like we don't need another Kanye on our hands. After that, we jump to Erika, who's getting a bad headache before the chapter ends. Upon starting chapter 4, the opening scene is of Ryuji meeting with Kishibe, and I swear to God, whoever thought having Sexy Girl be her stand-in name before we learn her actual name, they need to be asked some serious questions. This scene just tells us that Ryuji works for Kishibe so Kamishiro can pay for Erika's treatment at the hospital. We then cut to our character outside of Hudi when Erika gives us a call to meet her in her room so we can talk about Hosaka. All she was able to find out is how bad of a person he is, but has no clue of where he is. Erika wants us to go with her to Shinjuku because Wormmon found the digital waves in that area being weird. Once we get control over our character, we pick up Hudi memory number 2 in Erika's room. Then before heading to Shinjuku, we head back to the financial server to pick up a Kinkimon medal. When leaving Hudi, we get a scene where Yu approaches us to apologize for earlier. After the scene ends, we pick up 10k yen right by the stairs and then head to Shinjuku. Once there, we head to the subway in the second area. We see that Erika gets tired easily, and as we approach the subway, we meet Suedo. We talk to him about how he is studying the digital waves. While we are talking about Suedo's research, the subway turns into a digital shift. The three of us go into the digital shift and get into a fight with an eater. After a few attacks, it runs off and Suedo follows while Erika faints. Luckily, Matayoshi shows up and helps us take her to the hospital. When we are at the hospital, Matayoshi tells us about Erika's accident and how her brain literally starts burning up when it gets close to full capacity. Ryuji shows up and tells us to wait in the lobby. We go up to the general ward to pick up a Searchmon medal, then head to the special ward to grab Yuko memory. We then head back to the lobby and go over to the vending machine where we meet Yuko. We had a nice chat with her about vending machine food and how there are so many flavors. After that chat, we head back to Hudi with Ryuji and are told that Erika will be staying at the hospital for a while. We then kind of get at Ryuji and Chitose because they didn't tell us about Erika's condition. Ryuji snaps at us out of frustration because Erika is the only family he has left. After a small chat with Chitose, we are back outside our booth. We do the bugs optional case to pick up the Moosemon medal and get the Ryudamon medal as a reward. We then do the other two optional cases, but they don't have anything worth mentioning. During the main case, Disappearing Elevator, we pick up a farm development kit, then after turning in the case, we get some cutscenes. We start with the call from Kei. We tell him Kayaba wasn't the guy and he gives us another target. We tell him we want to meet him face to face because we cannot trust him. He gives us a place to meet him the next day. We headed to the Eden open space before our designated time to set up some malware, but it seems like it was a trap. We beat the Digimon and get a scene where Kei tells us that we shouldn't try ambushing him. He then gives us a URL to the Demon's Den and tells us to take the mask with us. We head to the Demon's Den for a Jimiken concert. Because of the mask, they assume that we are a newbie with the demons. They ignore the Hudi jacket, but whatever. Jimiken wants us to infiltrate Zaxxon and become a double agent for them. We go back to Hudi and tell Chitose and Ryuji what happened, and explain to them about our contact with Kei. They tell us to stop hiding things from them, and they are willing to help. Ryuji wants us to go to the Zaxxon forum and let Faye know what is going on. At the Zaxxon forum, we pick up Faye memory, and since we don't see her, it seems her and Yugo are on patrol, so we have to head to Kowloon level 3. After talking to the guy in the second area about how to get a girlfriend, we head to the western area to fix up a Mr. Navit type 08 for a Happy Hacker memory number 4. We battle the hacker by the Mr. Navit. We then pick up a Kogamon medal and battle the second hacker in the area. We then head to the eastern area to battle the hackers there, and once everyone is beaten, we head back to the hacker obstructing our progress and make him move. We then go to the northern area and get a scene where we meet Arata. After a short chat with him, he joins us as we make our way through this area. In this area, there is Mr. Navit type 09 that we fix up. When we make our way to the last area, we have one more chat with Arata and then get jumped by an eater. We beat it and Ryuji shows up and is ticked because he sees Arata. And then we all get jumped by more eaters, but luckily get saved by Yugo and Faye. We tell them what happened, and they are okay with it as long as we don't cross them. We then jump back to Hudi to see what Chitose has learned about Kei, which is basically nothing. After chatting for a bit, Ryuji then heads to the hospital to pick up Erika, and then has a flashback to when Jude rated under 0. With that, the chapter ends. Starting chapter 5, we are talking to Erika. She asks us about Suedo and we talk about the strange occurrences with the digital waves. Before we do any cases, we first head back to Kowloon, level 3 to pick up a farm expansion plugin that was in the last area. Learning about digital waves is purely dialogue. Erika wants us to read some papers about digital waves and learn as much as we can. During our research though, we have a flashback of when we first met Kyoko, and that is really all the case is. The next main case we have is from Yugo. We head to the Zaxxon forum and Yugo wants us to go support Faye since she's going after a group of hackers called Dreamin'. We make our way to the end of Under Kowloon level 1 and snap the Zaxxon hackers out of their trance. We then get the Dreamin' hideout URL and make our way to the end, picking up a farm expansion plugin. When we make our way to the end of the hideout, we get a quick scene where we confront the Dreamin' leader but end up falling under their trance. We have a pleasant dream about Erica calling herself ours, and then we wake up when she asks for our information since Yugo came to save us. We then get into a domination battle with Dreamin. We win, and Yugo destroys the leader's account, then messes with the leader's Phantomon, and basically turns it into a statue for all eternity. We then turn in the case for a memory up. When we turn the case in, we jump right into a cutscene about a high school hacking tournament. This one, for the most part, is just dialogue. There will be 2 domination battles where we can control Chitose and Erica. The first one is simple enough. Get 30 points and you win. The second domination, however, is completely optional. But if you want to fight Ryuji and get a master disc for winning, it honestly is worth it. So you just tell them, let's settle this, and then the domination battle starts. It will be harder since you have to get 35 points within 40 turns, but if you manage to take Ryuji out, or just have him move off the center point, then you can easily win. Upon completion, we do get a memory up when turning the case in. When we turn the case in, we will get thrown into a new cutscene. We head to Erica's room to discuss a request Yugo sent in. He wants us to look into Rie Kishibe, who seems to be pulling the strings with Jimmykin's betrayal to Zaxxon. Our mission is to infiltrate Kamishiro's Avalon server by getting Yuko's login information. Ryuji wants Chitose and us to try and get that information. We head to Shibuya since Chitose wants to teach us how to talk to girls and seduce them. Honestly, that is really what he's saying. He wants us to seduce Yuko. Before we talk to any of the girls in Shibuya, we talk to this Victory Uchida. We then pick up a Seasomon medal by the subway. We go to the next area to pick up a Garurumon medal and enter the record shop for a Possumon medal. We then head back to the first area to talk to this first girl with an exclamation point over her head. Chitose wants us to talk to her. We do succeed in getting her contact information. Take that, Chitose. We then head over to Detective Date and watch Chitose fail miserably at getting a date with her. After watching Chitose crash and burn, we head to Nakano for a cutscene of our character and Yuko getting a meal together. For those that know Yuko's appetite, she is a monster. While we struggle, she could have eaten even more. We did manage to get her log information since Yugo, which we already know is her, told her that we will approach her for help. We head to the Avalon server and talk to Wormmon for a bit before picking up a Mermukusmon medal. There's a security wall with a chest holding a memory up behind it. We then just keep heading forward. We get a scene where we have to act like Yuko to fool Kishibe, and then we fool her and we can go into the next area for a boss fight. We don't need to take them out, just weaken them. After the battle, we get the final scene where we celebrate a successful mission. We do legendary Digimon for a farm expansion plugin. Main case Mr. Navitz is a dialogue case, so we will be skipping the recap for it because I find no points in these cases. However, we do get a Diatrimon medal when we do turn the case in. The next main case is Thief Who Doesn't Steal. The Ikebukuro Aquarium is having a strange issue where some of their fish and some of the animals they have been taken out of their enclosures at night, but end up back in their enclosures in the morning. Because nothing is stolen, there is nothing the police can do. But Matayoshi points at the client in our direction, since we can investigate without any legal issues. Turns out there was a back door to the aquarium. We pick up a farm expansion plugin and end up in an exact copy of the aquarium. It was made by a lady named Minamo. She wants to create a private copy of the aquarium because the actual aquarium will be going through some renovations that she does not like, so she wants this place to be where she can keep all her memories. The topic of memories and what Minano was trying to do kind of triggers Ryuji, but because she hasn't done anything overtly illegal, there's not much we can do. So he just tells us that we are going to be leaving, but he leaves her with some words about what memories truly are, in hopes to kind of convince her into something. When we go back to Matayoshi and the client, we explain to them what happened, and Ryuji says that they did find C4 hidden within all of the enclosures, and it's enough to where it would have leveled the entire aquarium. So that means that Minamo was planning on blowing up the aquarium when her fake aquarium was completed. After we talk, Ryuji kind of explains to us that he changed the data within the trigger she had to where if she presses it, instead of setting off the C4, it will instead delete her aquarium. And we see that she presses the button and it deletes the aquarium around her. And I'm almost certain Ryuji either just killed her or put her in a vegetative state, since I don't think she can log out now. We now have 2 more cases for this chapter, and the first one is picked up when we go to the Eden community area. We enter the location and just get a short scene of a brother and sister fighting over wanting to go somewhere. Next, we have to go to Nakano and talk to Yuko for her case. The first case we will do is a treasured smile. The short version of this is that the brother and sister from before were fighting over if they could go to the Eden upgrade preview. Is this what I think it is? Nah, it can't be. So we just go to the community area and talk to Mina about what she needs. She doesn't have any money, but will give us a rare medal and a Whooper plushie? We head back to Hudi and ask Erica for help. She is more than willing when she hears that one of the rewards will be a Whooper plush. We have Erica memorize a list of people who have some tickets, since we will be stealing them. We head to Kowloon level 2 and run into Ryuji, who is on a similar case as us, but for Mina's brother instead. We decided to team up and get them 2 tickets. We head all the way to Area 5 for a battle with a Dinosaurus and win 2 tickets for Mina and her brother. We give them their tickets and head back to Hudi, where Erica is making a celebration drink. It's basically just syrup. Like, Kyoko makes terrible coffee and Erica makes super sweet drinks. We turn in the case and get a Tabu Katmon medal. I hope those kids have fun at that preview event. They will probably have a blast. The last case for the chapter is Yuko's case. What are friends? This is another purely dialogue case. Yuko needs help figuring out how to act like a friend with other people for a thing she is doing on the Cyber Sleuth side of things. We just talked to Ryuji to ask for a book, go back to Yuko, let her read it, then go to Chitose, get a dating book from him to give to Yuko. Then we try Erica and get a manga from her and give that to Yuko. None of those worked, so we gave her a book you gave us, and that seemed to work. When we turn in the case, the chapter ends. We start chapter 6 seeing some everyday activities from the other members of Hudi. Ryuji taking jobs, Chitose flirting with the part-timer lady, and Erica at the hospital for her treatment. We are at the Demon's Den keeping an eye on Jimmy-ken. Once we have control over our character, we head to the Zaxxon forum to talk to the Victory Uchida there, and then talk to some of the hackers to find out where Yugo is. Faye shows up and wants us to help her with taking a look around under Kowloon. We take down the firewall and head to level 3. When we enter the second area, Faye gives us some exposition on who she was before she met Yugo, and what Yugo means to her. We fight a masked maid member before we are able to pick up this Nohemon medal. We then continue fighting more masked maids until we reach the end of Area 2 to fix up Mr. Navit Type 10 for Happy Hacker Memory number 5. In Area 3, we open up a chest for a memory up, then follow the path for a domination battle. This will be a 2-on-3 battle where we need to get 35 points to win. When we win, we get another scene and Faye warns us not to cross Zaxxon, or we will end up dead. We then get a call from Chitose, who tells us to go pick up Erica from the hospital since Ryuji and him are on some jobs. We then get a look at Erica's memory server. We pick up Erica and she tells us how her treatment digitizes her memories and stores them in an Eden server, and that if she doesn't do these treatments, her head will pop like a balloon. We then get a call from Kay. He tells us it is about time that we meet in person, but we should come alone. Erica offers to help us out since she knows how to follow Kay's directions without actually following them. We take her back to the cafe and Chitose is throwing a fit because the part-timer girl is not here today. Before doing any of the cases, we head back to Under Kowloon level 3 to pick up a Jude memory and fix Mr. Navitt type 11. There was nothing of value from the optional cases to recap, so moving on to part-timer graduation. Also, there's not really that much of importance. Besides, the significance of this main story is that the part-timer girl was part of the Nakano Stripes, and when she decides that she wants to stay at Hudi, she gives Chitose her Angemon. Yeah, that's basically the only bit of information from this case that holds any relevance for later in the game. Main cheat strategy is really fucking dark. Basically, there is a classroom of students who were not doing well at school until one day they all started doing really well on tests. The school knows they are cheating, they just don't know how. Our job is to figure out how they are cheating. Well, turns out there's a banned device where you can log into Eden and still be able to move around in the real world. The device is banned because hackers would use it to make people commit crimes. So there is a student who the other kids bully, and this will be my PSA on bullying. If you see bullying, tell teachers, and if the teachers are not stopping it, you bring it to the police or news media and just tell them about how the teachers of the school are allowing bullying. If a kid is being weird and creepy to other students, have a talk with them and bring it to the teacher's attention. If the teachers aren't putting a stop to it, then you can step in and try to get the student to stop. It is one thing to poke fun and mess around with your friends. It's an entirely other thing to verbally and physically abuse another person. Back to the case. The students are basically bullying this one kid and forcing him to take their tests for them by using these banned devices. We listen to how they do it in their secret server, and the next time they take a test, we let the bullies get a taste of the bully kid's wrath. Like, he has his classmates kill the teacher, and then have them all jump off the school building. And once they realize what they did, like to the extreme that they pushed this kid to, we step in and show everyone, hey, there's the camera, it's a YouTube prank, none of this actually happened. What the fuck, Ryuji? Like, this entire plan was just fucked up. Using the bully kid's mental data to basically craft a fake scenario so the other kids would learn the pain that they put him through. Like, holy fuck. All these kids will be needing therapy after this, and just skip to the fucking end of this chapter. I'm done. With chapter 7, we start with a scene between Ryuji and Chitose discussing if we have any details on the Avalon server raid. Well, there's nothing, but they are discussing digital waves. Ryuji asks where I am, and then goes to Erica to get her to talk. Well, we are in Eden entrance getting mentally ready, and Wormmon tells us that he will be joining us on Erica's request. But before we head to the Demon's Den, we go talk to this Victor Uchida. We then head to the Demon's Den to meet Kay. We seem to be meeting Kay during the Demon's pilgrimage. We have a talk with him about who he is and what his goals are, what he likes to do. And after talking to him for a bit, Ryuji shows up and butts into the conversation. Kay decides to retreat and sends out some Digimon that we have to fight. After the fight, Ryuji points out how Kay is weird, especially because he was able to command the Digimon without being there. We leave after Zaxxon takes out Jimmykin, and then we talk to Erica about things, and she gives us reassurance that we truly are Zephyric, and not to let Kay say get to us. We also have this really touching moment with Erica about how she is happy about us being at Hudi. She then starts hitting us with Memetan because we made a joke and it was just to get right back at us. Ryuji seems to have gotten a call and the cutscene is over. In fighting beetles after beating Woodmon and Cherrymon, there is a chest with a farm expansion plugin in it. Territory contests are optional cases that Faye gives us. We just have to beat all the hackers in the territory. We get to choose a character to accompany us with these cases. For this first one, I choose Faye because why not? She gave us the case, she has to help. There are emblems on the map that we need to change to Hudi emblems so the debuffs we are getting are lessened, and when we face the leader, they get those debuffs. During this case, we pick up a Bullmon medal, and upon completion, we get our first good impression event. I will be doing all good impression events, but I don't think I will discuss each one individually, just pointing out when I do them and when I complete them. Evangelist of Love, Sistermon! Okay, that was a really stupid introduction. This case has us go to Kowloon level 3, and we go to the final area. We meet Nokia for the first time, and have a fight with her and Agumon and Gabumon. Then we have a fight with Sistermons Blanc and Ciel in their awakened forms. When we finish this case, we will get a memory up and farm expansion plugin. Lend Me Your One Day Girlfriend is a case where Yu tricks us into going on a date with him. If he didn't give us a Dark Lizardmon medal, I swear I would have kicked his ass. This is the last case for the chapter. I just want to say, if you wanted to hang out with us, he could have just fucking asked, not tricked us into pretending to be the girlfriend in this weird ass date scenario he had. Like, come on, man. We start chapter 18 in the internet cafe. We overhear those two guys from last time talking about rumors in Eden and just keep eavesdropping until we decide to check on Erica. We hear her torturing Wormmon for pixelating some of her photos, so she pixelated him back. After talking about Wormmon's punishment, Ryuji comes in and tells us what our next job is. He tells us that Zaxxon wants Ryuji to infiltrate Matayoshi's unit and steal some data there, and right now the target is Matayoshi, so we can steal his login information. We give Chitose a call and he tells us to meet him at the Shibuya record store. However, before we head there, there is a Victor Uchida hiding in the cafe. We meet up with Chitose and tell him what the job Ryuji has is, but Chitose is unable to help because of his actual job. We head back to Hudi and talk to Ryuji and Erica about what the plan is. Yu calls us and we decide to rope him into this since Matayoshi has never seen Yu before. We cut to the Eden community area and explain to Yu the plan. He seems to understand what will happen perfectly. We get some dialogue, Ryuji talks to Matayoshi, and as we watch from the distance until we are given the okay to move forward. We get spotted, so we move to plan B. That fails because Date picks us up and hugs us because look at us, we're so adorable. We try to escape, but Erica tells us to stop since Date's information should work also. Ryuji and Date meet, and it was love at first sight. Well, for Date at least. Matayoshi gets a call and runs off, with Date and Ryuji following to catch a hacker. We follow, still disguised as Poyomon, and Yu has his bouts of schizophrenia. We pick up Rook Chessmon and Harpymon medals in the first area. In Area 2, we pick up a Veldramon, Savior Hawkmon, and Argomon Ultimate medals. Then, there is a Sethmon medal. In Area 3, we have a Golfmon, Fangmon, Dino Humon, Raidamon, and Mothmon medals. We make our way all the way to the end of level 4 and approach the group of people for a quick scene before we join in the battle. After the battle, we get 2 memory ups. We then head back to Erica's room to discuss how we couldn't steal Matayoshi's information, but Erica says that Date's should work since she is part of the same unit. We finish up our chat after Chitose comes back, and our next objective is in the Cyber Crimes unit. Before we continue on with the story and go to the Cyber Crimes Investigation unit server, we have access to Kowloon level 5, and I want us to go there for a bit to pick up the items there and to start training my Digimon. Before we start training my Digimon, we pick up a memory up from this chest, a Bao Hawkmon medal, And then we fix this Mr. Navit type 18, and in the final area, we fix up type 17 for the Happy Hacker Memory number 8. Like Cyber Sleuth, I will be showing the Digimon evolution guide I have for this team. First on the list will be Lilithmon. Like in Cyber Sleuth, Lilithmon was just such a clutch, and she was just so good. So, as a reminder, we have Greymon into Blue Metal Greymon, down to Devimon, down to Lotmon, up to Black Gatomon. Then we have Lady Devimon, and then finally Lilithmon. Next will be Jesmon. And for Jesmon, we go Tyrannomon down to Agumon, down to Koromon. Then we go up the Hawkmon line with Hawkmon, Bow Hawkmon, Savior Hawkmon, and then finally Jesmon. Unlike Cyber Sleuth, we will be having some Digi-fused Digimon, like Examon. And for Examon, we go Tyrannomon down to Agumon. Then we go up to Geogreymon, into Rise Greymon, and to Slayer Dramon. And then for Examon himself, we have to combine Slayer Dramon with a Break Dramon. Next on the list will be Mastamon. Now for Mastamon, we will be going through Lady Devimon for her. And to get to Lady Devimon, we just do the same route we do for Lilithmon. However, at the end, we combine a Max Friendship Lady Devimon with a Max Friendship Angelomon. Our last Digi-fused Digimon will be Alpha Aryukenmon, and we'll be doing this through Oryumon. And for Oryumon, we went through Betamon, Seadramon, Hisariumon into Oryumon, and then we combine Oryumon with a Max Friendship Alphamon. Next on the list is Belphmon Rage Mode, and this one is kind of a struggle to get. So we go Tyrannomon to Agumon, Koromon, Bodamon, Wanyamon, Galmon into Ogremon, then Digidatamon. And because of how Digidatamon stats are when it's at level 99, it takes some fidangling because you have to train Digidatamon in the farm until it gets the right stats for Belphmon Sleep Mode. But honestly, going Digidatamon is a lot easier than going Wisemon. So Mirage Galmon is also one of the ones where it kind of takes a tiny bit. So Tyrannomon, Agumon, Koromon, Bodamon, Wanyamon, and then Galmon. So like Belphmon Rage Mode, we kind of have the same start, but instead of going Ogremon, we go Galgamon into Mach Galgamon into finally Mirage Galgamon, and then Mirage Galgamon Battle Mode. Like Yuko, we also will have a Galmon, but instead of going Rise Greymon into Galmon, we do Metal Greymon Blue into Galmon. Digimon number 9 will be Shine Greymon. And to get to Shine Greymon, it's actually pretty straightforward. We go Tyrannomon down to Agumon, up to Geogreymon, Rise Greymon, Shine Greymon, and then Shine Greymon has a battle mode that we go into. The last two Digimon on this list are kind of a hassle to get to, and that's mainly because some of their evolutions are locked behind items that we don't get until later in the game. So to start with, we have Kaiser Greymon, and for Kaiser Greymon, we go Tyrannomon down to Agumon into Agunimon, where we will need the Human Spirit of Flame, and then Burning Greymon, which needs the Beast Spirits of Flame. And after that, Kaiser Greymon doesn't really need anything. The last Digimon on the list will be Magna Garurumon, and to get to him, we need to go Tyrannomon down to Agumon, Koromon, Badamon, Wanyamon, then we go up to Kudamon. For Lobomon, we need the Human Spirits of Light, then Kendo Garurumon, which needs the Beast Spirits of Light. After that, like Kaiser Greymon, Magna Garurumon doesn't need any special item to evolve. So until chapter 13, Kaiser Greymon and Magna Garurumon won't be fully on our team. However, right now we will have them ready in their lowest stages, and as they level up and when we get the items they need, we will digivolve them. Since we were already at the Digilab, I decided that we should go over to the online Coliseum terminal just to get a few more achievements out of the way. The first one we get is the 10 titled one for getting 10 online titles. Then we buy some accessories and some avatars. I then equip the 2 accessories I got onto our Digimon for the top-notch coordinator achievement for equipping all 3 of my battle Digimon with accessories. Now for the avatars, we won't be able to get all 10 of those until later on. We now can head to the Cyber Crimes Investigation Unit server, and making our way through, we pick up a farm expansion plugin and a nice Digimon medal. When we reach the end, we have a cutscene with Ryuji. We ask him why he's acting so strange, and he tells us that since we have joined, Erica has been happier. Cool. We then have a boss fight with a Agunimon and Lobomon. When we beat them, we do get the Human Spirits of Flame and Human Spirit of Light, which now gives us the access to their Digilutions. After the fight, Ryuji tells us to head back since he will need to cover our intrusion. When we leave, Ryuji downloads and deletes some data, then the camera pans out, and we see that Chitose was watching. Yeah, so the data Ryuji deleted was the data we got for Matayoshi in Cyber Sleuth. This man is the reason Kishibe knew about the raid of Kamishiro by the police. In Hacker's memory, there are 3 new gacha machines. The first one is in the aquarium, and I spent some time getting the medals from this gacha machine, then heading on over to Nakano to sell them. We now have 572 medals in the collection so far. We then do the gacha machine by the Game World Amusement and get the achievement Extreme Medal Collector for collecting over 600 medals. This now brings our total to 602. The last gacha machine is by Hudi, so after spending some time getting the medals from it, our collection is now at 632. I also don't have to worry about these medals anymore. After doing the medals, I decided it is time that we do the Blacklisted Hackers and Good Impression events, since if we held off any longer, then doing them in postgame would take forever. I start with the Blacklisted Hackers, since these guys can take a while to show up, so it's best to do them when they appear, especially since they are also chapter locked, meaning they will only unlock after certain story events. Satsuki will give a Pinamon medal, while Konami, Itetsu, and Saya, they don't reward any medals, however we still have to take them out since we want to make sure there is room for more optional cases. Waiting for more Blacklisted Hackers to appear, I choose to do some domination battles. I decided that we should start with Erica and Ryuji's Good Impression events, and the nice thing about these is that if you choose the correct options during each event, you will have to do less battles in the long run. So, like, each character has 3 events, and you only have to do a minimum of 6 domination battles or territory captures to do them all. However, I did run into some issues where I ran out of domination battles and was only able to do 2 of their popularity events. So I decided to take a sidestep and do 2 Blacklisted Hackers since those came in from the Digifarm. We beat Juice Lover Daiki for a Kyaramon medal and then DigiArt contributor Ren. And because we have to wait 20 minutes until the Digifarms are done with their investigation, let's move on and do the territory capture just to waste some time. We do the territory capture Cat Ear for the Micmon medal and pick up a Mori Shellmon medal during it. After the territory capture, we also got some more Digifarm cases. The 2 cases we got are Blacklisted Hackers, Hiro and Yuji. Hiro gives a Snow Goblimon medal as a reward, and Yuji gives a Sukeimon medal. There was nothing of true value from the main case, Snow White and the 10,000 Dwarves, except near the end of the case, when we are chasing down the culprit, we watch his account get deleted by K. It seems like K is cleaning up any loose ends with the demon, since during the case we learned that the culprit was a demon hacker, with a master key to get into people's accounts. Because the main cases tend to take some time, we were able to get some more Digifarm cases. We start with the Blacklisted Hackers since they tend to go by faster, by a lot. Akinori gives the Akatorimon medal as a reward. Beating Yoku gives a Grizzlymon medal, Satoru gives a Saberdramon medal, and Tadanori gives a Flarerizamon medal. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Tetsuji gives a Vermillimon medal. And for right now, that's all the blacklisted hackers that we have access to. Now it's time to go back to domination battles. We go with Erika and Ryuji just to finish them up, and we get the achievement Renowned Technician for doing 5 domination battles in one chapter. Then one more domination battle to see the 3rd popularity event for both Ryuji and Erika. And then we get the achievement Someone Special for seeing all popularity events with a human character. We then start the good impression events for Chitose and Yu. We see their first events and get through a second domination battle, and when we turn it in, we get the achievement Hacker of All Trades for doing 50 blackboard cases, and then we run out of cases, so back to the main cases. There was nothing worth recapping for Blind Love besides after we turn in the case, Matayoshi stops by to tell us that Date has a request for us. And that request is Mr. Navit's return, and this is just another weird Mr. Navit case of basically only dialogue, so skip. Okay, and we have one more batch of hackers and domination battles to basically catch ourselves up to where theoretically I should be if we were doing this as they popped up. We start with Takeo, who gives nothing, then Guta for a Wear Garurumon black medal. We then do the domination battles for Yu and Chitose. We get their second events done. We then beat Hacker Yasu and go back to the domination battles to get Chitose's 3rd event. We will not be able to get Yu's 3rd event until post-game. The last case for Chapter 8 is Battle for the Digimarket. We have 2 sides for this one. The first side wants to destroy the Digimarket because of how poorly they treat Digimon, and the other side wants to protect the Digimarket. To get this case, we have to head to the Hacker Forum for a quick scene. When we accept the case, we get a few more scenes where we discuss with the team of which side we would take. They end up saying that we should choose because we're new and our choice shouldn't rock the hackers of Eden too much. What? Well, we have to go to the Hacker Forum when we have control of our character and talk to Kotaro. Not Naruto, Kotaro. He wants to destroy the Digimarket. We then have to head to Eden Free Area and talk to Sasuke. He wants to protect the Digimarket, and I will choose to destroy the Digimarket just because I don't ever use it. We also will get a Master Guard for destroying the Digimarket. I do not suggest staying out of the fight because if you do, you won't get an item and the Digimarket will get destroyed anyway. We have a domination battle with Kotaro and another hacker as we fight Sasuke and 2 hackers on his team. And the entire time, I swear to God, I kept hearing them yell each other's names in the background. It was really, really fucking obnoxious. After we do win the battle, however, we get our Master Guard, and then we get a few scenes until the chapter ends. We start chapter 9 with Ryuji having a flashback of when Jude fell to Nightmon. He gets approached by a man to head to Kamishiro for a meeting with Kishibe. We watch Kishibe's press conference when she took over Kamishiro as the sole owner. She thanks Ryuji for doing her dirty dealings and making sure the police wouldn't be able to arrest her. Ryuji leaves and Chitose confronts him in front of the Kamishiro building. They get into a big fight and then we end up back at Hudi. Before we talk to Chitose, we head to the Tokyo Handy store to talk to a Victor Uchida. After that, we head back and talk to him. He doesn't say much, so we head over to the BBS to take a look at our cases. Optional case-wise, the only case where something interesting happens is during the territory capture because I took Yuko with me and got to see her first good impression event. We then do a domination battle to finish Faye's good impression events and then get all of Yuko's done also. Mr. Navit of the Dead is like the other Mr. Navit cases, and this one is actually the last one, but we will skip it because I just want the memory up from this. When we turn in the case, we get a few cutscenes. Basically, we see Yugo's call for action for the raid on Under Zero, Chitose is against the idea of more hackers trying to take under Zero since he was a part of Jude before Hudi was formed. When our talk ends, we have to talk to everyone in the Zaxxon forum to see what everyone else is saying. After talking to everyone, we then leave the Zaxxon forum for a few more cutscenes. We decide to talk to you and explain the situation to him. He wants us to quit Hudi, and he says that we can't trust them because they haven't opened up to us. While we talk with you, we get a message from Kay. He gives us the URL to the Hosaka server. Yu decides to join us on this since we can't ask Hudi for help with this one. When we reach Hosaka server, we get a few scenes. We have to split up with Yu, and every time we make it to a point we can't cross, Yu will open the path forward. While we make our way to the last area, we pick up a memory up and a Porcupamon medal. When we reach the last area, we have a cutscene with Hosaka. We question him about our accounts and he remembers taking it, but he sold it because he found us boring. However, now that he sees that we are a hacker who has tracked him down, we have piqued his interest with our accounts again, so he wants to get our account back from the person he sold it to. We have a battle with him so he can tell us who he sold our account to, and after the battle, before he is able to tell us, Yu shows up and deletes his fucking account. God damn it, Yu! We tell Yu we didn't get the information we needed from Hosaka because he deleted the account too soon. We tell him it's fine because we still took down a criminal, but it still sucks. We head out and Yu talks to the voice in his head again, and we get a scene of Chitose chilling in Junk Plaza complaining to himself about all this shit that's happened recently. His Ankyomon comes out to comfort him, and we see some people watching Chitose from the back. Chapter 10 starts with us in Erika's room after telling Ryuji, Erika, and Wormmon that we went to go take on Hosaka. Ryuji doesn't seem to care that we went off on our own. Wormmon suggests that we could partake in Under Zero since it might have the login information for our original account. Ryuji says no and leaves all angrily. When we leave Erika's room, we get a call from Mirai who has a special case for us. We will do it after we do the optional cases. We start with immediate delivery for a memory up, and while going through the case, we also pick up a Pipsimon medal. In Chapter 10, the only person that we can take with us on to domination battles and territory captures is Yu, so we just take Yu with us and take down the rabbit circle. True identity of delivery boy is Mirai's case. Have you ever wondered who was giving Kyoko those strange ingredients for her coffee? Well, this time around, it was us. Mirai just wants us to help pick up some ingredients for her. The case is simple. She tells us where to go after we get each ingredient, and at the end of the case, before we turn it in, we head back to Nakano, and right outside the agency is the sleuth memory. We then head back to Hudi and turn the case in. After turning the case in, we immediately get a call from Chitose asking us for help, because it seems like he just got kidnapped. We head to Under Kowloon level 3 so we can get to level 4, and while we go through this floor, we will be fighting Rabbit Circle members. We fix Mr. Navit Type 12 for Happy Hacker Memory number 6, and pick up a Missamon medal. We then make our way to Area 5 to fix Type 13, open a chest for a farm expansion plugin, and go through another battle with a Rabbit Circle member. Once we reach the end, we get a cutscene where we meet Nokia again. It seems the rebels have kidnapped Chitose so they can get some ransom money to feed their Digimon. Okay. We have a quick fight with War Greymon and Metal Garurumon, and then get another cutscene. Turns out Chitose was not kidnapped. He just needed to have a laugh because the stress of Hudi got to him. We learned that Nokia's Digimon were the same ones from earlier in the game, and that was kind of awkward. Chitose tells us that Ryuji secretly has been working for Kamishiro, and the reason he was because they were paying for Erika's treatment. So her life was literally on the line. He then tells us that he will be joining the rebels as they partake in Under Zero to try and stop Ryuji from whatever Kishibe told him to do. He assures us that he will not be leaving Hyude, he just wants to help them make it through. We head back to Hyude and are talking to Ryuji. We told him everything that happened. We tried to tell him to cut ties with Kamishiro, but he is too stubborn. Erika shows up and tells Ryuji to stop because she doesn't want the therapy if that means Ryuji is working for the bad guys. When Ryuji walks away, Erika has another attack, and we rush her to the hospital. Ryuji tells us to watch over her and not to go to Under Zero. When Erika is good to see visitors, she tells us that we need to go and bring Ryuji and Chitose back for Hyude, because Hyude was made for Ryuji. We head to the Valhalla server and get a small scene of nothing but a reminder of what we have to do. The first thing we do is take out this purple security wall so we can talk to this Victor Uchida, and then fix this Mr. Navet Type 14. We then pick up a Sealsdramon medal and battle a few Fire Powers members. We head to Area 2 and get a cutscene. We were able to catch up to Chitose, and he asked us why we were there when we were told not to come. The answer was simple. The wife told me to. And we have to kick both his ass and Ryuji's. This conversation goes on for a bit. It's just the rebels talking about how we are almost to Under Zero. We cut to Erika in the hospital. Erika wants to go to Eden, but Wormmon reminds her that because they are connected, he can go for her. She then tells him to investigate Kishibe. Once we get control over our character again, we pick up a farm expansion plugin and a memory up. We then fight 2 Steam Dealer members, and when we approach Nokia, we get a short scene of Nokia interacting with the Zaxxon hackers. Chitose tells us we need to steal control of the area, so this is a domination battle. We just need 35 points to win, and after the domination battle, we are able to move forward. In Area 3, we get another cutscene. We see Ryuji and approach him. Chitose tells him we are there to stop him. While they have an argument, we have to decide who we side with. There is an option to stay out of it, but nah, Ryuji. Square up. Throw them hands. Dude is being a dick. It is understandable, but I was told to bring him home, and that is what I'm going to do. After the fight, we get a call from Erika. She has us listen to a voice recording of Kishibe and Suido showing that Under Zero is a trap. Because there are a lot of people at the core, we need to go and stop them. We go through some fights and make our way through Area 3. Then, once we enter Area 4, we see everyone is already fighting, and we then see the tail end of Omnimon's transformation, and Omnimon taking out Faye. Kishibe then activates her trap and summons the Eaters. One Eater tries to jump Ryuji and Chitose sacrifices himself. Ryuji then has a panic attack because he is losing everyone again. And in the end, he will be all alone. When a bunch of Eaters approach, we have to take them out because right now, Ryuji is worthless. After we beat the Eaters, we head back to the hospital because Erika is waiting for us. We start chapter 11 at the hospital and learn that Chitose now has Eden syndrome. Ryuji has a breakdown since he just lost his best friend, and Erika approaches us as we look sad and we have a small chat with her. It seems like she had Wormmon alter her test results so she can be discharged. Erika wants to get back at Kishibe for what she did, and she can't do that from the hospital. She asks us to help her take revenge, so we head back to Hudi and discuss our next game plan. It seems we are going to break back into the Avalon server and steal the information there to give to the police. We first head to Junk Plaza to pick up Hudi Memory 3, then we head to the aquarium for Ryuji Memory number 1. And finally, we head to the Shinjuku Station Square and head across to the access point for a Victory Uchida. We then spend some time getting Nokia and Date's good impression events done. Date is actually a really sweet person when you get to know her. Don't tell her I said that because she might arrest me. Actually, no. Let her arrest me. Once we were done with Nokia and Date, it was time to head to the Avalon server. Everything in the earlier areas are the same, so we just have to make our way to Area 4. There is a Prairiemon medal in Area 4 that we do pick up, and then we make our way to the hidden room. This room is creepy every time I see it. We interact with her makeup table, then with the bed, and finally we look through her underwear drawer. This time, instead of looking at her panties like the perverted Cyber Sleuth Pro tag, we are men of culture and we're looking at her bras because we are all about the cups. But Erika notices, and before she beats us up, she also notices that the file is hidden in the drawer with the underwear object data. Kishibe then shows up, and Erika sends Wormmon off to take the data to Matayoshi. We have our chat with Kishibe, and she turns into Crusadermon. We then have our fight with her. She was no match for Alphamon Aryuken, though she was not really beaten because she ran off when she realizes that the police were coming for her. But a win is a win. We then head to the Tokyo Metropolitan Office for a few more scenes. We watch the raid on the building and go with Matayoshi to the roof so we can watch Erika and Kishibe fight.
そうね。勉強になったからお返しよ。
And I am with Matayoshi. We are not getting in the way of these two. The fight ends with Kishibe throwing herself off the roof, and while we are on the roof with Erika, we hold her close so the world doesn't have to see her tears.
泣いてないから。ひっぱたかれた方が痛いだけ。だから。お兄ちゃん、千歳。ごめん。ごめん。ごめんなさい。
When the cutscene is over, we are back at Hudi. We have some more good impression events to get through. This time, it will be Arata and Agumon and Gabumon. Once we get through their events, we get the achievement Partner to You Only for seeing all popularity events of a Digimon character. With the domination battles down, it's time to do some more hackers. We start with Hitomi and then do Sunsaku for the Cerberusmon medal. We then do the Hammering Curse case for the Orochimon medal. The Dust Alliance territory capture has a Shadramon medal that we can pick up during it. Spike and Shield is up next, and with it, we pick up a Seujinmon medal. In all honesty, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing most of these medal names correctly. I'm just reading them and trying my best. Reason for Anonymous Hope gives us a memory up. Dr. Datamon's new challenge has a Demi-Meramon medal we can pick up during it. This case will also give us access to Lilymon as a companion for domination battles. When we turn in the case, we get a call from Kay telling us that he wants to meet again. We go to the Demon's Den and confront Kay. He goes on how he wants to make Eden a true paradise and become a legend among hackers. He then tells us why we want our account back before pulling off his mask and claiming to be me. Bullshit. I am me. I know I am me because my body is at Hubie. You can't be me because me is me. You ain't me. Me you. You me? Him me. Huh? He actually starts making me question everything. He puts us in a special cage that we cannot log out from, and he just leaves us there. Well, while we have an existential crisis, Wormmon makes himself known. He is supposed to help get us out, but he's trapped in this cage with us. So Erica has to come and save the day after she shows us some of her memories just to remind us that we are Zephyric. Once we break out of the cage, we get into a battle, and after a few more cutscenes, we head to Shinjuku. When we head to Shinjuku, we get a few cutscenes where Arata is gathering hackers to help shut down the power plant to prevent Paradise Lost. Most of the hackers don't get what he's saying, but they're more than willing to help since it's going to be a major hacking event. He asks us to help, and we go talk to Erica about it. We then head back to Shinjuku with her and tell Arata that we are in. We get the power plant URL and make our way there. When we first enter the area, we get some cutscenes and Arata decides to change the entry log with his information so he can take the fall and become a felon. If you want to make this place easier and you don't have access to Paralysis Barriers DX or level 3 stop encounters, if you have an electric attribute Digimon, you can turn off these cores to help lessen the paralysis status effect. While making our way through the first area, we pick up a Canondramon medal. Then in the second area, we run into Suido, and we then tell him that our friend has Eden syndrome, so he gives Erica copies of all of his research on Eaters and Eden syndrome just to see if we can find some cure. And because we are running out of time, he helps us by opening a door to the final area. When we are in the final area, we pick up a farm expansion plugin and a farm development kit before we interact with the boss in this area. The paralysis is kind of a bitch to deal with, but I push through because Breakdramon is no match for my team. We get one final cutscene where we are able to turn off the power plants, and we walk out of Hubie to see that the Digimon are now in our world. We start chapter 12 watching Ryuji talk to himself at Under Zero. He is lost and unsure what to do when all of a sudden the core starts activating and opening up. It sucks in Cyberdramon and we watch Ryuji approach closer. We then cut to a couple in Junk Plaza on a date. Ryuji approaches them with a red aura and brings out a new Digimon. They run off and we jump to black for a quick breakdown on what's happened recently. We are watching the news when Wormmon pops up and startles us. Once the scene is over, we can pick up Hubie memory number 4 and then head to Akihabara to talk to a Victor Uchida. And before we do any other of the optional stuff in this chapter, I want to do some domination battles since we now have access to Matayoshi and Lilymon. So after 6 domination battles, we get their events done. Before we head to the main story beat for this chapter, and honestly skipping these things would make this chapter be significantly shorter. However, this will make it so when it comes to these areas later, there will be less exploration. So first we head to the UNO Digital Shift to pick up a Pedaldramon medal. We then head to Asakusa to get a farm expansion plugin, a Yukomon medal, and a Zanbamon medal. There was nothing in the Tokyo Metropolitan Office worth mentioning as of right now, but I still did it just so we can have the elevator to the 15th floor unlocked for later. The last digital shift we visit is the Shinjuku digital shift, and we just pick up a Memory Up and Betsumon medal. When we enter Shibuya, we are met with some cutscenes of Kei wreaking havoc with his Digimon, celebrating that he could bring his power to the real world. He's also using my face still! If anyone is going to use my face when wreaking havoc, it will be me. So I have a battle with him, and even though I'm doing good, we can't win this fight because Ryuji shows up and has his Arcadiamon beat the Skull Saddlemon like it was nothing. Then Ryuji just has Arcadiamon absorb Skull Saddlemon just to become stronger, so we have to step in between of Ryuji and Kei to make Ryuji stop. Then Kei just uses the moment to escape, you fucking coward. We then tell him that Erika's waiting at Hudi, and he just laughs. He fucking laughs and says he does not want to be Erika's brother anymore, and that he's going to get payback for what they did to Chitose. If it's anyone's fucking fault, it's your fault! Don't blame other people, Ryuji, for your own incompetence. You're the one who got jumped by the Eater. You're the one who is helping Kishibe set up this elaborate trap to give a bunch of hackers Eden syndrome. Stop blaming other people for your fucking mistake. Okay. So we head back to Hudi and talk to Erika, and she already heard what happened through Wormmon. That must fucking suck. And she wants us to stop Ryuji before he hurts any more hackers. Oh, I'm gonna stop him. And at the end of the day, you might have to visit your brother when he's 6 feet under. I don't know. He just pisses me off right now. I'm sorry. I'm just pissed. To clarify, because I'm recording this part of this audio segment like after I calm down a bit, it just kind of the thing I'm pissed off about is just the fact that, like, I know Arcadiamon is feeding and fueling Ryuji's negative emotions. That's what the Digimon do when they're controlling people. But it's just the fact that he was like, oh, I don't care about Erika, and I don't want to be her brother anymore. Like, I understand where he's coming from with, like, the grief, the loss, all that other stuff. He's just lashing out. But I don't know, man. That just kind of gets to me, where it's like, Erika is precious. She needs to be protected. Like, stop it. Like, that's the thing that pisses me off. I find it bullshit with, like, people in general whenever they kind of are mean and belittle others who have some sort of, like, health condition like Erika does, because, like, if she doesn't get her treatments, she's going to die. Even without her treatments, she's going to die. Like, I get he's lashing out because he's just upset, but I don't know, man. I think this tirade's gone on long enough. I put my 2 cents in. I'm just pissed with Ryuji. We start chapter 13 with Ryuji taking out some hackers. When we try to stop him, he just runs off. Okay, fuck you. We bump into Faye, who wants to put a stop to Ryuji because he's taking out Zaxxon hackers also. She agrees to help us since she sees that we are also trying to stop him. When we are back at the Hudi Cafe, we pick up Hudi Memory number 5 and then headed straight outside to talk to a Victor Uchida that is next to the gacha machine. We then head to the Shibuya Digital Shift to pick up a Dogimon medal and a Memory Up. For the optional cases, we start with the Gluttonous case, which has us help a Beelzemon stop a Skullmeramon from bullying weaker Digimon. We get a farm expansion and can now bring Beelzemon into domination battles with us. The next case we do is Spirit Fox and Girl. This case has us save a little girl in Asakusa from a Mega Seadramon with a Renamon. When we turn the case, we get a farm development kit and the ability to bring Renamon with us into domination battles. I then get both the Basilmon and Renamon Good Impression events completed. Next up are the blacklisted hackers for this chapter. We start with Teruraki, next is Akira, Yusuke needs to be taken out next, Eiji has a Lynxmon medal to give us, and finally we take out Layla for a Spinomon medal. Followed by the Dinosaurus territory capture for the Knight Chessmon Black medal. We also pick up a Dino Rexmon medal during it, and when we beat the Dinosaurus leader, he drops Beast Spirit of Flame and Beast Spirit of Light, which lets us digivolve Agunimon into Burning Greymon and Lobomon into Kendomon. We can now get Magna Garurumon and Kaiser Greymon. 10 people is mainly a dialogue case besides one fight with an Impmon, and after turning the case in, we have to head to Shibuya to talk to Yasu and his Galmon. He gives us a case after talking to him. We have to then head to the other side of the Shibuya intersection and interact with the floor. We get a jump scare from the creepy girl from Cyber Sleuth case, and we then get saved by Lily from the Occult Club. Turns out she's an exorcist, and she gives us a case to help put the creepy girl to rest. We start with Yasu wrecked by love for the Togemogumon medal. I dare someone to say that 5 times fast. He wants us to help him save Digimon so he can impress Nokia since, you know, he has a crush on her. YHS428 has us help Lily perform an exorcism on the ghost girl of the Shibuya crossing. We have to fight Dragomon and then end up chasing the ghost girl into the Shibuya digital shift for another fight with the Dragomon. The Occult Club then learns that Lily is an exorcist because they were following us. And then we have a nice chat at the K-Cafe. Yeah. And when we turn in the case, we get a memory up and some cutscenes. Faye calls us and wants us to meet at Hudi. Date shows up and starts asking where Ryuji is because, you know, she has a crush on him. Before a fight breaks out, Erika speaks up just to get their attention. Date finally gets to meet Erika. Basically, the game plan is that we will have one team confront Ryuji in Eden just to get his login information to find out where he is in the real world, and then the other team will confront him in the real world. This is a point of no return, so I suggest that if you have not gotten the Today's Fill achievement or gotten Hudi Memories 1 through 5 and Ryuji's Memory, take a moment to do those because when this chapter is over, you will not have access to them unless you do New Game Plus. So when you're ready to finish the chapter, we just head to the UNO Museum, and once we are there, we will get a few cutscenes. Faye confronts Ryuji, and we get into a battle where, well, we get to control her, which is kind of cool. However, we cannot win, so just do whatever you want until the battle ends. Erika got Ryuji's location and sent it to us. We headed into the next area with Date, and it turns out that Ryuji was not there, but just some other hacker that just decided to faint. It looks like Ryuji was a few steps ahead. We talked to Date for a bit, and she just tells us to head back to Hudi. Faye and Erika are talking in Erika's room about the strange Digimon that Ryuji had. Ryuji then shows up and blames Faye and Zaxxon for what happened to Chitose in Under Zero. Ryuji then says he's going to go after Yugo and take down Zaxxon, which pisses Faye off. Erika tries to calm the situation down, but that just doesn't work. He brings out Arcadiamon and says it is her fault. He did everything for her, but she is still not getting better. He says he wishes she never existed. Faye jumps back into the conversation, and once we get control over our character again, we enter Main Street to see Hudi get destroyed. Out from the smoke, Arcadiamon appears with Ryuji on its shoulders. We can only watch stunned as he flies off, and we stand there alone as the chapter ends. We start chapter 14 at the hospital. We talk to Faye for a bit and tell her that Erica is in the special treatment room. While talking to Faye, Yuko shows up and the hacker protag learns that Yuko is Yugo. She tells us that because she is now acting head of Kamishiro, she has made arrangements for Erica's treatment to keep going. We keep talking to them for a bit more until we head to Erica's room. We talk to Wormmon for a bit and decide we need to keep Hyuji going until we can find a way to stop Ryuji. However, if we want to keep Hyuji going, we need a new base of operations and a new PC. We head to Ikebukuro and look at the destruction before we have a schizophrenic moment and see the ghost of Erica. Take your meds, Zeph. We don't need another you on our hands. We head to Nakano and talk to this Victor Uchida by the big yard. We then go to the big yard for a new PC and end up seeing Erica again. Alright, we really do need that schizophrenia medication. We call Wormmon just to see where Erica is right now, and guess we are going crazy because she's at the hospital. Well, we head back to the hospital and set up the new PC when Erica wakes up. Then we explain everything to her of what happened while she was out. Optional case-wise, there's nothing of importance from Phantom Cyber Ghosts or Blue Aquarium. However, in Fossil Paradise, we do get a Elephantmon medal upon completion. The Akiba Flannel Territory Capture will reward a Maildramon medal, and during it we pick up a Fugamon medal. AI's Hand for Lost Demon is a Jimmykin case where we have to help Jimmykin get the spark back for making music. We go to Yu to ask for help, and then head to Shibuya Records to have his fans cheer him up. They ask for the meaning of Ethereal Hummingbird, and one guy asks for a battle. When we beat the guy, we get a guaranteed Varodorumon medal. Again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. And after a few more cutscenes, we can turn the case in, and we get Memory 20 Ethereal Hummingbird Full. Basically, it's a full music video of Jimmykin's song. So, yeah. Metropolitan Building Dimension takes us to the, Metropolitan Building. We have to make our way to the top of the building. However, before we go all the way to the top, from the 40th floor, we have to go down to the 39th floor to collect some useful items like a Peacockmon medal on the 39th floor, a farm expansion plugin, and a memory up on the 28th floor. There are some other items like healing items, recovery items, patches, brave points, discs, farm goods, and sellable items. So after I get all the items, we can go back up to the 40th floor, then go up to the 48th floor and grab a bank expansion drive. Then once we are on the roof, we can pick up a Varodorumon medal, and that's just there. I don't know why that's there, because we got a guaranteed one from the previous case, so okay. When we approach the Craniumon in the center of the helipad and talk to him, we tell him that Wormmon wants him to leave because look at the size of this guy. He's like absolute Batman. Guy's a fucking unit. When he says he can't leave, we ask him why that is, but he does not want to answer. We get ready for a fight before Alphamon shows up and negotiates things peacefully. We find out that both of them are looking for Ulforce Vidramon, and we all agreed to work together to find them if that means Craniumon will leave this rooftop. Craniumon opens up a dimensional rift that we can all go through, and we make our way through the digital network to reach a point that we can't go past. Alphamon says this is fine because there will be someone who can go further, but Craniumon will not listen, so we have to fight him and drag his ass back to our world. After we beat him, we head back out because the network is about to collapse, and when we get back, Craniumon throws a fit. So Alphamon calms him down by saying it is up to Ulforce if he wants to come back. Craniumon then leaves and we finish our talk with Alphamon. We then get to see Craniumon get orders by the will of Drasil to go to Kowloon level 5 for Cyber Sleuth. We then turn in the case and get a Memory Up DX. Next stop is Ikebukuro for a quick scene to get our next case. We hear that Arata is now a felon in the scene. We head back to our new base and take a look at our new case from Nonamemon. Wait a minute, that's Arata in the profile picture. Well, time to help a felon. We take the case and end up in Akihabara. We talk to Arata for a bit before we head to Ueno so he can meet up with a friend of his. We ask around where this friend is, and it seems like he's in the Ueno digital shift. We head off that way to take out the Eater and help save Arata's friend. We fight some Eaters, and after we save Shingo, we get a few more scenes until we are back at the hospital. When we turn the case in, we get a short scene with Erika. She tells us that Ryuji is going after Kei. We now know we need to head to the Demon's Forum. When we get there, we have to talk to everyone until a red door appears. When we go through, we are given a few scenes. We see Kei standing defeated. He's acting weird this time, like more weird than usual, saying that we come and save him regularly. I don't think we ever have, but okay, or well, we did save him one time, but whatever. He then opens up a door to his server and we follow him through. I will say I do like the aesthetic of this place, it's very chaotic. When we are in his server, we interact with data statues of his avatar, and we are able to view Kei's memories. The first one is him suggesting to Hosaka to steal our account. When we get control of our character, using visualization will help out a lot, because this entire map is just littered with traps. And in this first area, there is a Devitamon medal. This thing looks weird. Well, we pick up this medal and that's it for this first area. When we enter the second area, we get another cutscene. This one is when Kei deletes Hosaka's account and takes it for his own use, to play the role of a bad guy. In Area 2, we pick up a farm expansion plugin and bank expansion drive. When going into the third area, we get another scene. This one is looking like Kei being frustrated that we rely on Hudi and not on him. He calls us his best friend. This is you. Kind of not really a big plot twist. In the third area, there is a Museumon medal that we pick up, and then we make our way to the last area. When we enter Area 4, we are met with the Kei Cafe. Kei calls this our special place, and he takes off the mask, revealing that it is you. You is Kei, and I am me. I'm not doing that bit again. He tells us the reason for all this. At first, he wanted our account, but then he wanted more. He wanted to be us, have us rely on him. That's why he just set up this entire thing. He wanted to go on this journey that he orchestrated with us. But because we kept relying on Hudi, we kind of just kept throwing a wrench in his plans. But yeah, that's the gist of it. If you guys want to hear the entire dialogue, go watch this video when Khoga and I played through Hacker's Memory on this channel. Yeah, plugging myself. Okay, what happened? Oh, right. The mask is taking control of Yu's body, so right now the enemy is the mask. Out pops a Matadormon, and Yu has lost his face. Yeah, just give him some cream, he'll be fine. Time for a boss fight against the Matadormon.
みんなのおかげだよ。
When we beat him, we get the Matadormon medal and call Erika to let her know it's done. Because she was connected with Warmon, she already knows what happened and why it happened. We get one final talk with Yu, who is angry at us for how we are. We always find some way to forgive him and to do the right thing. He hates us because to him, we are perfect. Dude, you got some really low fucking standards if you think I'm perfect. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, he kneels in defeat, and all we can tell him is that he was always by our side. Kind of. Sort of. I don't know. We have this final moment of darkness to reflect on what just happened, but without the choices that you made, we may have never taken this path with Hudi. We told him thanks for choosing us, because if he didn't, we would still just be a background character. Upon starting chapter 15, we are in the lobby of the hospital. We talk to Wormon for a bit before heading up to Erica. She tells us that after analyzing Suido's notes, she figured out how to cure Chitose of Eden syndrome. To summarize it down into the crux terms, basically, Eaters consume data and take it back to Mother Eater. The data is not destroyed, just moved. So when the Eaters consume human mental data, it's stored in basically a server. If we can get into the Mother Eater, we can look for Chitose's mental data and bring it back to his body. Wormon figures that if we go back to Junk Plaza, we might be able to open a rift into the digital world. When we get control of our character, we have some memories that we need to pick up first. First, we head to the lobby to talk to a Victory Uchida. That's it. We then head to the access point to head to Hosaka's server, and we make our way all the way to the end to pick up U memory number 2. Next, we head to Ikebukuro and go right outside to where Hudi was to pick up U memory number 1. The last memory is in the K server, so we head to the Digilab and use the Mirror Dungeons terminal, and then we make our way all the way to K Cafe room for U memory number 3. We then get the blacklisted hacker Kazuyoshi out of the way, since when we beat him, we get the Digi-Egg of Miracles and Digi-Egg of Destiny. We then beat Beauty Sleuth Mika. With the hackers finished, we can head to Junk Plaza now. This section is pretty dialogue heavy. When we reach Junk Plaza and Erica opens up a portal to the digital world, we head inside and end up in the Eater network. We find Eater so Erica can copy its data and mask our data with it so we can move around freely. We see mental data moving throughout the network, and Erica brings out Ankleomon so he can help us find Chitose's mental data. We make our way to Yugo, and he basically gives us a basic explanation on what he does. Yugo basically is protecting the mental data from being deleted. He lets us get Chitose's data with Ankleomon. We then get jumped by Eaters, and when we run off, Erica gets caught by an Eater. She tells Wormon to cut her connection to the memory server, and we make our way out, and Wormon closes the portal. We head back to the hospital to check on Erica, and it turns out, she doesn't remember who we are. While we watch her treatment, we get approached by Suido, who tells us to turn her memory server off and on again to re-establish Erica's connection. You have no idea how many times just turning something on and off again just fixes the problem. Like, absurd. We head to the memory server, and as we make our way through it, we get to see different parts of Erica's memories. Once we make our way to the end, we re-establish Erica's connection to the server. We then get to see one more memory, but we didn't get to see all of it. We want to see all of it, but Wormon stops us because he's connected to Erica and he knows there is a reason for her not to want to share those memories. Whatever. We head back to the hospital and see that Erica regained her memories. We then step out to return Chitose's mental data to him, and then the nurse tells us that she needs to talk to Ryuji because Erica's condition is not looking good. Chapter 16 starts with Chitose waking up from his nap. We catch him up on everything that happened. We let Erica know he is okay and that we are going to go out and look for Ryuji. We then tell her about seeing her AI avatars in her memory server in the real world. We then get control over our character and head over one room to pick up Chitose memory. We then head to Kamishiro Enterprises in Eden to pick up Suido's memory. Okay, avoid fights is a dumb case because it is just two Digimon fighting over a girl. I understand, it's a Fanimon, I'd fight for her, but I got Lilithmon. Okay, during the case we also pick up a Sheepmon medal and a memory up, so that's cool. Stop fighting is like avoid fighting, it's just two Digimon fighting for a dumb reason. We pick up a Pororomon medal and as we make our way through the case, and we find out that these two Digimon are fighting over poop. They're fighting over who has the superior poop. God, I fucking hate these two Digimon. Mysterious Digital Faces Treasure has a farm expansion plugin that we pick up as we go through the case. The main case Secret Cafe menu has a Yanmamon medal that we pick up during it, and it gives a memory up DX when we beat the Mushroomon boss. When we enter Akihabara, we get a short scene of Ryuji laying waste to people. We try talking some sense into him, but he only wants to know where Yugo is so he can kill him. We tell him Chitose woke up, but understandably he doesn't believe us. Words don't work, so it's just time to fight. We take out the Arcadiamon with an acceleration boosted Ultimate Oryuken, and oh god, look at that number. We have a few more scenes and Arata joins us in stopping Ryuji. We immediately go into the digital shift. In the first area we pick up a farm expansion plugin, then we make our way to the second area, then into the third. There is a chest with our final farm development kits. There is also a Victory Uchida nearby. We walk around in circles for a bit until Arata says we need to take control of the area. After a quick domination battle, we can now leave this area. If we head north, we can pick up a Fujimon medal, and then we have to go back down and head east. When we reach the boss area, we see Ryuji and Arcadiamon standing over the corpses of defeated Digimon. Arata attacks Ryuji's ego by bringing up Jude, and we watch Arcadiamon go from an ultimate to a mega, and then we can start our fight. When we beat Arcadiamon, Ryuji asks Arata's reason for leaving Jude, and Arata basically describes... Actually, play the scene, Editor Crux. Yeah, that. So Arata leaves and Matayoshi walks in carrying Chitose. Chitose throws Wormmon to knock some sense into Ryuji, and he then gets told off for being a fucking dumbass. When we finally get Ryuji back, Arcadiamon decides to wake up and absorbs Ryuji before flying off. Well, fuck. We start chapter 17 in Erika's room. We tell her what happened, and she says that we need to look for Arcadiamon and beat it to free Ryuji. She then shows us what she has been working on, and I feel like I've seen this in an anime before. She basically took Eater data and made her own surveillance unit using the data that she had. We agree on a plan, and then the scene ends. In Under Kowloon level 5, there is a broken Mr. Navet type 15 that we fix for Happy Hacker Memory number 7. We then head to area 4 and pick up a Phascomon medal. Then in the final area, there is a chest with a farm expansion plugin in Mr. Navet type 16. We take down a scam cult in the Believing in God case and get a Clavis Angemon medal. We do the Steam Dealers territory battle to unlock the Digital Space 12 so we can pick up the Commandramon medal that I missed back in chapter 3. Senpai Rehabilitation has us help Chitose out and get back into the swing of things. We watch as Ankyliomon and Angemon digifuse into Shakomon. We then have a battle with Nokia and Omnimon. We then learn that Nokia is going off to save the world with her friends. Rina Shinomiya's crazy journey is honestly skippable in my opinion. Like, we still have to do it, but just turn the brain off until we are told to go to Kowloon level 5 to have our fight with her. It was honestly just a waste of time in my opinion, since the first half is just a food tour, and then the second half is just go to Under Kowloon level 5 and beat them. Evil Dragon Amok has us join a Leomon to help calm his friend down who digivolved into a Megidramon. We finish the case and we can take Leomon into domination battles with us. We then turn in the case to get a cutscene of Arcadiamon waiting in Odaiba Bay, getting ready to attack. Wormmon is watching over Erika, and we are told Erika got a stronger prescription for her treatment, so hopefully she doesn't have another attack anytime soon. Erika also got readings on where Arcadiamon is. We head to Odaiba Bay and make our way to the end of the first area and pick up a Gallant Mon memory. We then enter the next area and use Stealth Hide to get behind the officers and pick up a Hisaryumon medal. I did miss the Victory Uchida, so after the fight we will have to go back to get him. When we get too far into the bridge, we will trigger a cutscene. We run across the bridge, and as Arcadiamon appears above us, we get this sweet scene. Date runs up to us and tells us to leave because it's too dangerous. We don't listen and just rush the boss. For the first parts of the battle, we cannot really damage him because of 1s and 0s. Our attacks will either do 1 damage or 0, so we just have to wait until he uses God Matrix so we can get the cutscene where Erica lets us actually do damage to this damn thing. Once we can damage Arcadiamon, oh, he is in for a world of hurt. When we finish Arcadiamon off, he just explodes and Ryuji is flown to the bridge by Cyberdramon. We won and brought Ryuji home. As we leave the area, Erica has an attack and she loses control over her Eater bits. They attack her and assimilate her. We calm Wormmon down and decide we need to head to her memory server. We just tell Date to take care of Ryuji as we rush off. We talk to the Victory Uchida and pick up Ryuji memory number 2 before heading to the memory server. We head to Shinjuku and then pick up Ryota memory. This is another point of no return. Once we go into the memory server, we will lose access to Eden in chapter 18 and won't be able to access it again until we beat the game. When we go to the memory server, we see it being overrun by Eaters. We head into the main core and are greeted with short cutscenes as we make our way down. When we reach the bottom, we have to fight against a few Eaters. After the fight, we get a few more scenes. We learn that because of the assimilation, the Eater wants to go back to the digital world because Erica wants to go to the digital world. It slowly starts corroding Eden and forces us out, making us unable to log in. Like the last few chapters, we start in the hospital. Chitose is trying to cheer Ryuji up and Ryuji is just being silent. We all make the decision to try and save Eden because we might be able to save Erika if we are able to destroy the Eater she assimilated with. The issue is we don't have a way to get back into Eden, so we ask Faye for help and get Date and Matayoshi to help also. We will be using the machine in the Roppongi Underground Lab to get into Eden. We just need Date and Matayoshi to make a distraction so we can get past the military. When we start hacking in the machine, we realize it will be a lot harder with just 3 people hacking. So Yu shows up with a bunch of Eden hackers, and depending on how many optional cases you completed, there will be a different number of hackers that you can collect healing items from. I suggest doing that before talking to Ryuji. There is also a Victor Uchida in the corner hiding. When we talk to Ryuji, he tells us he has something he needs to do, and to meet him in Ikebukuro. We talk to Wormmon for a fast travel back to the hospital, and we then head to Ikebukuro for a few cutscenes. Ryuji is basically apologizing to all the hackers for how he was acting while being controlled by Arcadiamon. He is telling everyone to beat the crap out of him, and when everyone refuses, he threatens to have Cyberdramon do it. Faye shows up and calls him pathetic for this display. Ryuji realizes the best way to make amends for this is to be the hacker that he is supposed to be with Hudi. And then Cyberdramon digivolves into Justamon. We get a domination battle against Faye and 2 other hackers, and after we win, we are ready to head into Eden. From the hospital, we talk to Wormmon to go back to the lab and jump right into a cutscene. Since we are already ready, we can just talk to you and go straight to Eden. Once we are in, we see the corrosion done by the Eaters. When we get control of our character, we can fix Mr. Nav at Type 20 for Happy Hacker Memory number 9. We then head upstairs to grab a Minotaurmon medal, and when we reach the top of the stairs, we get into a fight with an Eater bit. We then open a chest to get our last memory up. We go through a few areas to fight another Eater bit, and when we reach area 5, we get our last domination battle. This time against 3 types of Eaters. When we win the domination battle, we see one of Erika's AI memory fragments, and we follow it to end up at the corrupted memory server. We see the assimilated Eater entering the memory core, and while Ryuji and Chitose try to keep it stable, we rush in to go beat the Eater Legion. While we go through the memory server, we see more of Erika's memories, and for this fight we have to beat the bits before we can deal damage to the Legion. After the fight, we get a cutscene showing we haven't beaten the Legion yet. We hear Erika's voice telling us to stop and get out because of how badly the damage is. We refuse, and Erika's memory fragment fuses with Wormmon to create Hudimon. We fight Legion again, this time winning with Hudimon's help. We leave the core and have a quick celebration, but because Legion was in control of the Eaters, they start going crazy this time, making Eater Eden the final boss in the game.
無理は禁物だ。
デジタル
テイテイテイはっ
私に任せて。イーター、ごめんね。私のせいであなたまで苦しめてしまって。でももう終わりにしよう。すぐにあなたを返してあげる。今だよ、みんな。行きたい。
はっ
行くよ。はあ。
テイ
無理は禁物だ。
行くよ。
テイ
ほらほら。
はっテイ
見つか デジタルワールドデジタルワールド
悪くなかった。
After we beat Eater Eden, we get one final cutscene. We brought Eden back to normal, but because of the events of Cyber Sleuth, the world is about to be reset. Chitose and Ryuji get forcefully logged out, and when we are about to, we reach for Digimon because no one is going to be left behind.
みんな大好きだよ。
We open our eyes in the path between the real world and the digital world. Digimon tells us that she will not be going back because if she does, then the world with Erica, well, Erica is going to end up dying anyways because of her illness. If we want to keep Erica's memories alive, then Digimon will have to stay in the digital world. She tells us that she wants to go back, but this will be the best. We agree with her, but we don't want her to go back alone. So we call all of our Digimon.
足りない？何が？
We want them to go with her so Digimon will never have to be alone. Justamon and Shakumon show up also, but my Digimon are more important in this instance. This is the birth of the new Hudi, the Hudi of the digital world. We go back to our world making the promise to never forget Erica and Wormmon. After the end credits, we get control over our character in this new Tokyo. We head to the Hudi Cafe to be greeted by the rest of the Hudi members. Chitose is there, so is Ryuji. Chitose now works for Kamishiro's tech department, and Ryuji's parents are still alive, and he is now an only child. Yu also seems to be part of Hudi. We head out for food, and before we go to the supply closet, shedding a tear because we may never be able to see our friend again. As we leave Hudi, we pass a digital butterfly showing that Erica and Wormmon will always be with us. For the post-game, I did not actively record all the footage because I was already sitting at like 130 hours of footage between both Cyber Sleuth and Hackers. So the only time I hit record during this section was whenever I knew I was about to get an achievement or I was getting the footage I needed. Before jumping right into getting the final achievements I need, I wanted to go and do some of the miscellaneous items first, like finishing off the good impression events, since all I needed was use last good impression event and then do Leomons. And because I have all the footage for the good impression events for all the characters, if you guys would like to see a full compilation of all the good impression events and what the correct options are for each one, just let me know in the comments below. To finish with the hackers, I start with Power Sleuth Junkie. Now, this hacker didn't really have any drop I needed, so I would have just kind of skipped over them just because of the amount of cases we have left to begin with. But because he hit like very hard, it made me realize that I needed to max my team out before I continue forward. A cool thing about this game and having both a Cyber Sleuth and Hackers save file is that you are able to move Digimon between the two games. So I move over my Platinum Numamons From Cyber Sleuth, I then make my way to the 49th floor of the Metropolitan Building, and I will just be making sure all 11 of my Digimon have max ABIs and are all at level 99. This is important because I want to have the team as strong as possible, because the Platinum Cup and the Abyss server will be no joke when I do them. Especially the Abyss server, since I will have to do that one multiple times. This is going to be one of those rare moments where I am writing a section of the script before actually doing it, since there will be a lot of planning for this part. Realistically, I only need 300 Digimon registered into the Digipedia, but I want to complete the entirety of the Digipedia. Going through the Digipedia, there are plenty of Digimon either shown but not registered or are just a mystery. So this will be more of my planning phase. The first missing Digimon is Arcadiamon in training, so I can get the Arcadiamon line done with no need to really jump around. Besides, to increase the ABI at the start, because the stats needed for Arcadiamon, kind of insane. The next line I chose to do is the Loosemon line, but to get Loosemon, I need a Tokomon with 80 ABI, so I will need to see what I'm missing that Tokomon can Digivolve into. I can get Tokomon and Digivolve it into Patamon, then Unimon, then Piximon, and finally into Marine Angemon. However, this does not give us the 80 ABI needed, so I just bring him all the way back down to Patamon. Then I go Gadomon into Sylphimon, then into Valkyriemon, and this gives us the 80 ABI, so I bring him all the way back down to Tokomon, and once he gets the stats needed, we go down the Loosemon line. Okay, because of how long this is taking on the recording side of things, let's get these next 8 registers for the achievement, and then we'll cut back whenever I have the complete Digipedia. After about 10 to 15 hours of grinding in the Metropolitan Building, I finally got the entirety of the Digipedia completed, besides 4 Digimon, since I needed to turn the recording back on for this one. First, we Digivolve Wormmon into Hudimon. Then, I made a new Kaiser Greymon and Magna Garurumon for Susanomon. Then we got Chaosmon and Chaosmon VA. I really do not want to do any more grinding. scratch that, I needed to make some champion Digimon so I can get coins to be able to purchase what I think was like 12 to 14 more avatars. I had to make a Ryodomon, Stingmon, and Kuwagawamon since those three have defense penetrating attacks, and the event that was happening at the time, I was limited on the number of memory by a lot, and 3 champions, and these 3 were kind of the only ones that could actually work. And like the main team, these 3 have max ABI, and they were trained in the farm to have their attacks as high as possible, and then tried to max out their speeds, but that didn't work out that well. One of the easiest ways to get coins to buy the things from the shop is to try and do the event mission objectives, since those will typically just give lots of coins. And when I was trying to prepare and gauge how hard this was going to be, I did manage to get some coins, which was good. However, good lord, this event was a struggle, and turns out the avatars I bought in Cyber Sleuth didn't count towards the 20 I needed to buy here. So, back to grinding the coins.
One eternity later.
After what felt like an eternity, I finally got enough coins to be able to buy the rest of the avatars I needed for the corresponding achievement. Never again will I do this. Up next is finishing the blacklisted hackers. I have 3 more hackers I need to beat. The reason I will be fighting these hackers is because they reward Digi medals. Now these medals can be gotten from the Abyss server, but from what I read when I was preparing for it, is that all the medals you can get from the Abyss server will be random. So I would rather get the guaranteed medals than bet on RNG for them. We beat Wall Hacker Takami for the Dark Superstarmon medal, then Waifu Lover Kuzuhisa for the Bormon medal. Then finally the last blacklisted hacker, Hacker Hunter Kiyomi for the Rihimon medal. Now Kiyomi has a Tyrant Kabuterimon, and this Tyrant Kabuterimon has a chance to drop its medal. Now we don't get it during this fight, however there is a guaranteed drop a little later on. With the hackers beat, we now make our way to Nakano for the offline Coliseum. Like in Cyber Sleuth, the bronze to platinum rankings are not hard at all. Legend Cup does get slightly difficult, but by using type advantages, it was a breeze. The second opponent was a hot-tempered hacker, and they have a Tyrant Kabuterimon, and this one does drop the guaranteed medal. And that was the last non-random mob drop based medal. Fuck you, Chitose, and fuck you, Ryuichi. No, actually no. Fuck this entire Coliseum, okay? Like, holy shit. I get that it's supposed to be difficult, but if a fucking Wamon can outspeed a level 99 Jesmon, then there's some fucking cheating going on. Like, holy shit, I got to the point of struggling where Ryuichi just fucking, like, steamrolled my entire team and not letting me to get a turn because of how fucking stupid the speed stats is in this fucking game. Like, what the fuck? Between this Master Cup and the Cyber Sleuth Master Cup, whoever said that the Cyber Sleuth Master Cup was too easy, I hope Fire Ants bite your balls. Because, like, what the fuck is this bullshit? They spam support skills, they spam supports items, they make it almost impossible to do any real damage because the AI will immediately throw out a heal. If you aren't fast enough to take out a certain Digimon, then they will just overpower you in a couple of turns. I decided that it was probably best to take a break because this cup was actually pissing me off. So I just set the Digifarms to developments and investigations until I got more cash and restocked on my healing items. While waiting for the Digifarms to finish their things, I decided it might be best to try and knock out another achievement while I wait. So I decided it's time to get the last of the medals I need. During this playthrough, I had a list of all the medals and where to get them in a Google spreadsheet like I did with Cyber Sleuth. Every time I got one from a shiny item or case reward, I would check it off. Then from time to time, I went to the Metal Man to double check and check off any that I picked up from monster drops. So I only have 12 medals left. I started at the Cyber Crimes Investigation Unit server to get Gabumon Black in Garurumon Black. I then go to Digital Space 1 for Dracomon. I then get Torurimon and Colmon in Digital Space 2. I head over to K's server for Sangloopmon. Next is Solarmon and Fanbimon in the Financial server. Grounddramon is in Nakano Underpass, and Wingdramon is in Odaiba Bay. The UNO Digital Shift has Triceramon, and Under Kowloon has Mud Frigamon. With all 12 of my missing medals, I head back to the mailman and sell them to get the 700 Digimedal achievement. After spending some time thinking about how to go about the Master Cup, I just said screw it. I made sure to be stocked up on healing items and put speed attachments on all my Digimon. I could have used restraint chips and trained them all to max out their speed instead of attack and intelligence, but I feel like that would have just made things a whole lot harder. This time around, I had a small hiccup against Lily, but I was able to recover. I was able to beat Ryuji and made it all the way to Mr. Nabbit. I don't want to say I struggled, but it wasn't really easy. After Mr. Nabbit was taken down, it was time to fight Volcamon. He was bulky. I had my 3 virus Digimon out and made Lilithmon and Belphamon be my main attackers for most of it, while Gaomon was on heal duty. That really was the right call when Pile Volcamon showed up. He did not go easy on me, but I was able to make it through. With the Master Cup out of the way, my next challenge will be the Abyss server, but I think I need to take another break since the Abyss server is not supposed to be a walk in the park. To access the Abyss server, there is an optional case on the BBS. After accepting it, we get teleported to Mirai, who tells us she is getting readings of evil digital waves coming from the Abyss server. She wants us to get to the bottom of what's causing it. Going into the Abyss server, we get into a fight with Venom Miotismon, who is guarding the way to his master, who is performing an evil ritual. Honestly, I should have just used more defense-penetrating Digimon just to make this fight go by faster. But it's whatever. After beating this boss, we get to go back to Mirai, who just tells us that we should go deeper. For my second time in the Abyss, I see all of the companion options in one place. I decided to go with Erica because she is the best girl in this game and my character misses her. Shut up! I'm not crying. You are. I then pick up Zephyric's memory number 1. There are 6 more to go. I then fix up the last broken Mr. Nabbit for the achievement. We are so close to 100%. When going through the floors, there are shiny items on the ground. They can be either healing items, USBs, farm food, Brave Point A, or Digimon medals. The boss rooms have the main character memories in them. It is best to have high security level 3 turned on since the enemies here will have a lot more health than the standard enemies, and we just don't want to waste items on them. Getting to the 10th floor, we fight Gigadramon and Megadramon, then pick up Zephyric memory number 4, and end up in the rest spot. Here we can just save, change out our companion, or leave if we want. We then make our way to the 20th floor to fight Ground Locomon and grab memory number 5. The next stop is going to be the 30th floor to fight Grand Dracmon. And I'm just going to let this fight play out because big numbers are big.
準備はいい？
Hell Crusher! Ah, alert. Acceleration boost. Ah.
これでどう？
Speed boost? Oh. Ooh, attack! And it's a combo. Ooh, this. I don't know. Will this kill? Was that 12,000? Did I read that right? Was that 12,000? That was 12,000.
With Grand Drachmon defeated, we get the Vampire Hunter achievement. We now have to go and do this 2 more times, but because we only have to get to floors 10 and 20, we don't have to fight the boss each time since we can just leave on the rest floors. For my 3rd trip to the Abyss server, I got lucky when getting to the 10th floor this 2nd time since I was in a new boss area. I was able to pick up Zephyric Memory number 6 before fighting the Wizardmon and Unimon. Then my 2nd time to the 20th floor, I wasn't lucky because I got Odaiba Bay again. So I had to soft reset back to my save until I finally reached a new boss, which was Toyagumon. This boss area has memory number 7, and when I got to floor 21, I just leave the Abyss server and re-enter to go back to floor number 1. During my 3rd visit, I get memories number 2 and then 3. With all the memories collected, we can now go through them all, and if you guys want me to go through all the memories, I can in a different video, but because this video is already at like, 2.5 hours, I'll just show these achievements. The first achievement we get is just for viewing our first memory, and when we load up Zephyric Memoir number 7, we get the achievement Memories Spinner, and it's a little poetic because this memoir is just the end credit sequence. The last 2 achievements will be achieved in tandem. The quote-unquote last achievement in the game is Vanguard, which is unlocked by reaching the max hacker rank. Now looking at the screen, I am only at rank 15 with 900 points left until rank 16. I could just grind domination battles until I reach rank 20. However, I would need about 13,000 more points to reach rank 20. That would be 130 domination battles. And that will take forever. So, instead, I will just go into New Game Plus because I will keep my hacker rank and everything of importance will be kept. Trust me, this will go by a lot faster, since optional cases give around 300 to 400 points and the main cases give 500 points. It will also not drive me any further into insanity that I probably already am. So after selecting New Game Plus, we just choose the game we want to do it for. We go through chapter 1, this time letting Agumon and Gabumon go without any question, and watch Shiga get eaten by a Nidra again. We go through chapter 2 and rank up to 16 after doing Chitose's 2 cases. We then get reintroduced to the Digilab, and then we save Wormmon. We don't get to rank 17 until chapter 5, and then when we get to rank 18, it's near the end of the chapter by turning in a treasured smile. After helping the Sistermons, we reached rank 19. Because I only need 700 more points to reach rank 20, I decided to finish it off by doing 7 Digifarm cases, since they are mainly blacklisted hackers, and that would be a lot faster than doing battle for the Digifarm and then doing chapter 9, since, you know, it'll take a good amount of time because of all the dialogue, then the domination battle, then even more dialogue, so I just found doing 7 blacklisted hackers to be a lot easier. After hunting the 7 hackers, I finally become a Vanguard. and got all the achievements in Hacker's Memory. Although it says it took me 186 hours to reach this point, Steam shows that I have about 195 hours to get 103 achievements between both of the games. Yeah, this was a long project. I started it all the way back in July, I want to say, and just because of some other stuff, it took me until like September 24th to reach the last achievement for this game, and now it's like near the end of October to finally get these videos like edited, and I'm not even like fully done with the editing process. So yeah, this took a while, especially because Time Stranger that came out, and woohoo, that one was a blast to play. And even though I am not burned out from Digimon yet, I'm gonna take a bit before I decide to do the Mega Plus difficulty run of that game. But yeah, let's just jump right into the outro. If you guys want me to do another video for these games where I just kind of give my thoughts on them, I go more in depth and how I felt about certain story points, just let me know, because I think in all honesty we are done with this video. It was a journey, and because Time Stranger came out during the editing process of both this video and the last one, I was consumed by that game for like a week, and I got behind on the editing process for this video. So do me a favor, go check out my friend Khoga's channel and check out his Xenoverse 2 Let's Play, since he said if that playlist gets enough views then he will do a lore video about the character he made for that series. So if you guys like Dragon Ball content, go check that out. And the reason why I'm giving him a shout out is because he kind of helped make sure I didn't go completely crazy while making these videos. He was just kind of moral support, like, you got this, man, you're almost there. So that was really appreciated, and just as my thanks to him, go check out his Xenoverse content. And I will see you guys in whatever game I decide to play next. If you guys want to see me get 100% in a certain game, put it in the comment section below. And if I see a game that I have, or if it catches my attention, then I will be sure to do that game at some point. But for right now, I'm going to take a nap, because as of finishing writing this script and as well as recording the audio for it, I'm tired, man. I have like 2 weeks before this video has to come out. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.